Now we will see the generation of languages. Okay, in this generation of languages, we'll see what is a language, why language is used, and what sort of languages have been evolved since the computer is being has come into existence. So a language is a way of communication, and generally the programming language consists of symbols, characters, and certain rules that are allowed for the people to communicate with computers. So there are three sets of languages: machine language, assembly language, and higher language. Now, fourth generation is coming with a range of different, you can say, vocabulary, which includes certain query languages and other tools. Okay, so fourth generation languages are there. Machine language, the computer understands zeros and ones. So the machine language will have lots of zeros and ones. It's very easy to write in zeros and ones, but it is very tedious, because if 10 or 1 is mistaken, the complete code has to be rewritten or worked on it. And also it is very lengthy and very efforts taken कि आपको वो zeros and ones का sequence हमेशा properly workout करते आना चाहिए. ठीक है, but it is very easy and fast to write in zeros and ones. It execution point of view, I'm saying it is very fast, okay, but user point of view, it is very difficult and tedious. So the disadvantages are it's virtually unreadable. If I talk with you in the terms of 10001 111 so it would be really difficult for you to understand. Simultaneously मेरा एक 0 या 1 का mistake करना, it's a human error, so 0 या 1 का mistake करना will change the complete meaning. Then machine language commands are very few and primitive. Then they are hard to maintain and debug. मिस्टेक कहाँ हुई ढूंढने में, zeros और ones के कॉम्बिनेशन में मिस्टेक कहाँ हुई ढूंढने में बहुत टाइम जाता है. They don't have any mathematical functions, so everything you have to write in the form of zeros and ones. They can be directly manipulated, so we should be very careful with respect to each memory location on the computer. So it is not feasible for a person. So next evolved assembly language. So it is the language in which programmer uses some form of you can say symbolic level or refer specific storage locations. So यहाँ पे opcode use हुए. Opcode is what हम लोगों ने instruction format में देखा था, opcode. So opcode is the expressed a mnemonic such as add, move, likewise. So a software named assembler is required for that. So assembly language software क्या करेगा, ये translate करता है specific operation coded symbol and that symbol address into its machine equivalent. Okay, and with that it becomes क्योंकि मशीन को तो मशीन लैंग्वेज ही समझ में आने वाली है, यूजर ने थोड़ा सा अपनी फिजिबिलिटी या अपना वर्केबिलिटी बढ़ाने के लिए असेंबली लैंग्वेज एक्सिस्टेंस में लाया. So add will be converted into its equivalent machine language with the use of assembler. So advantages क्या है, operation code can be used in machine language, so they are replaced by mnemonics which are easier to remember. Then it is not required to keep the track of memory locations, and the human effort required to write the program is much less as compared to that needed to be written in machine language. It is easier to modify, that is insertion or deletion in the program is easy. मुझे add के जगह सब करना है तो it becomes easy, and few errors are made and those are easier to find out. ओके, बट डिसएडवांटेजेस क्या है? अभी आपको हर चीज का ऑपकोड लिखना है, तो असेंबली लैंग्वेज प्रोग्राम कैन नॉट बी एग्जीक्यूटेड ऑन स्मॉल साइज कंप्यूटर्स. Moreover, they are machine dependent, as each instruction symbolic language is translated directly into its machine language. So coding and debugging of assembly language is very time consuming. Okay. Next, we'll see high level languages. So in high level language, the language in which symbols and words are similar to those we use in our ordinary language, like add, subtract, delete, come, go. है ना, तो जैसे हम लोग नॉर्मल इंग्लिश में करते हैं और सब्सट्रैक्ट के लिए माइनस साइन यूज करते हैं, एडिशन के लिए प्लस यूज करते हैं, तो सेम इज देयर इन द हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज. So to overcome the difficulties associated with assembly language, higher level and procedure oriented languages were developed. Okay. So now we can formulate our problems more efficiently as a programmer in high level language. So we don't have as a user to have a precise knowledge of the architecture of the computer. बैकग्राउंड में क्या चलता है, क्या होने वाला है, we need not to have the detailed knowledge or specific knowledge of it. Okay. So as higher level language is machine independent, so that's why it is very helpful for us. We can write the statements for one machine and can get executed on another machine. Okay, so certain examples like Pascal, Fortran, Basic, Algol, PL1, Prolog, Lisp, Ada, Snowball, COBOL, and so on. So there are many languages. What are the advantages? They are machine independent and hence it is portable. They are easier to learn than assembly language, as English and math symbols are used. Then they are easier to maintain. Certain insertion and deletion is easy, and writing program does not require the knowledge of the internal structure of computer. Moreover, they provide better documentation and also require less time to write the code. And whensoever if modification is required, these languages help us to write the code in easy and straightforwardness. But the disadvantages are it takes more time to execute, because from as compared to machine language, you have to write a code in a specific language, then it will be by using either compiler or translator, it would be transferred in the form of machine language, and then it will be executed on the machine, so it takes time. So that's why it's less efficient as compared to machine language. Certain examples: Fortran. Now this language, it is a abbreviation of formula translation, and it was introduced by IBM in 1957. This language is very useful for scientific and engineering computations, like performing certain complex mathematical operations. It was a compact programming language. Okay, so as the name suggests, formula translation, or you can say Fortran, तो जितने भी साइंटिफिक या इंजीनियरिंग कैलकुलेशंस होते थे या उसके बेस पे जो प्रोजेक्ट्स बनते थे, उसमें फोर्ट्रान लैंग्वेज यूज होती थी. देन नेक्स्ट वाज कोबोल, कॉमन बिजनेस ओरिएंटेड लैंग्वेज. सो इन दिस कोबोल, it was introduced in US government in 1960, where it was developed specially for business data processing. जहाँ पे जैसे अभी आज के ERP सॉफ्टवेयर है, एग्जैक्टली वैसे ही कोबोल में वो लैंग्वेज का यूज करके एप्लीकेशंस बनाए जा सकते थे, जिसमें जैसे लेजर्स है, अकाउंट्स है, पेरोल फाइल्स है, वो उसमें स्पेसिफिक लार्ज बिजनेसेस और कमर्शियल एप्लीकेशन के लिए वो चीज क्रिएट होती थी. ओके, सो इट वाज suitable for business purpose. Then next was Pascal. So Pascal was in the name of Blaise Pascal. He was a French mathematician, philosopher, and an inventor. So the language was developed by him, was named in his honor, and it was developed by Mr. Nicholas Bruth in Switzerland. तो ये जो लैंग्वेज है इसमें साइंटिफिक और बिजनेस एप्लीकेशंस तो बन ही सकते थे. Besides number, it can also manipulate vectors, matrices, strings of character sets, records, files, and lists. So it was easy for the people to design the applications, mathematical based and data structure based. Okay. Next is basic. Beginners all-purpose symbolic instruction code. This language was introduced in 1965 by Dartmouth College, and today BASIC is widely used for simple computations and analysis. In BASIC, in simple language, you can interface the hardware with the system and get the application workable. Hardware-based applications were also easily designed in BASIC. Next is algorithmic language. It was suitable for scientific and engineering computations. Next was PL1. So it is the abbreviation of Programming Language 1, which was introduced by IBM. See, there are multiple languages available across the globe. As per the hardware, as per the application, each language has certain set of features. So depending upon the need of that application and depending upon the hardware you are using, you will select the programming language. Okay, so the most common was C. It was developed by Dennis Ritchie, and this language was designed by a group at Bell Telephone in 1970s. This language is used by system program to develop complex programs like operating system. Many application programs can be also developed in it. Next was RPG, Report Program Generation Language. So it was developed by again IBM in 1964, and it was one of the first programming generation designed for business reports. Okay, so the RPG statements were written on pre-printed forms and provided fixed column for writing each part of that statement. So it was very easy for generation of reports. Next was logo, logic oriented, graphic oriented. So many graphical designs were created in it, and certain scientific work was also carried out. Then next is list, that is list processing. So this language was developed by Mac Cartby in the early 1960s, and this language was extensively used in artificial intelligence, pattern recognition for game designing and proving theorems. Another language, Prolog, was programming in logic, was also developed with the intention of designing expert systems and artificial intelligence, and it was quite suitable for handling large database and generate rule-based expert system applications. Four GLS, fourth generation languages were also there. They are non-procedure based, that is programmer specify what have to be done, and but now how the task is to be performed is not specified over there. Some fourth generation languages, like they are designed for like used by the professional computer experts, and their main objective is to cut down on the development code. and it that's why it cut down the maintenance times also, like Oracle, SQL, Calc or SQL forms likewise.